We've talked about this from day one. When it comes to hockey, baseball, or basketball, good teams find ways to win no matter how they play, and the Raptors do that today as they find a way to beat the pesky pain in the rear end, Brooklyn Nets 116-102. And DeMarre Carroll actually played, and he wasn't all that great. Just didn't really do much. You saw him late in the game getting a little frustrated. Oh, are you okay there, bud? On a 21-win team? That's what happens when you don't play well. But anyways, let's not talk about him anymore because the Raptors come away with the victory. We've won 9 straight, 50-win team. We now got a 4-game lead in the Eastern Conference. You don't hear any of us complaining. But let's just keep our heads level because the first half in the last 2 games have not been good. You look at the very first quarter, we give up 40. D'Angelo Russell, red hot, starts the game 7 of 7 from 3, has like 21 points after 1. And then you look at him when he's taking these threes, and then he comes back to the bench like, yeah, what's up? And then I'm at the end of the game like, yeah, where the hell were you the rest of the game? Ice, you know how he does like ice in the veins? Yeah, you had ice in your hands because there were nowhere to be found. He made some shot, like 6 or 8 points in the second, third, and fourth quarter combined. It's not how you win games. You don't win games in the first quarter. You get good leads in the first quarter. It's not how you win them. And that's what the Raptors showed him. And showed the Brooklyn Nets today. Not a great first quarter. However, the offense was still there. You scored 32 points. You shot 58% from the field in the first quarter. So you're only stuck by 8. Afterward, when a guy gets 7 threes in a game, that is the most a single player has got in a single quarter against the Raptors in the history of the Toronto Raptors. But it comes out in a loss, and he did nothing the rest of the game. So all that's washed away, and the Raptors were still in it at that point. Second quarter, kind of like a back and forth. Neither team got their mojo shooting, and they were +2 in the quarter, so Raps stuck 10 at the half. You gotta come out firing in the third quarter. Raptors get a little sluggish to start. They're down by 13, 15 points, but Steady Freddy comes out on the floor. 15-0 run, Raptors. We got ourselves a tie game. Yeah, that escalated quickly. But that's what good teams do. They take the big runs and they just go with it. They just chug along. They cruise. A +12 quarter. 30-18. Raptors lead there. And the crazy thing is, the Raptors they gave up, 67 points in the first half. That's not good. But you gave up a total of, if my math is correct, 35 points the entire second half. You gave up more in the first quarter alone than you did the entire second half. But that's what the Brooklyn Nets are. They'll shoot a ton of threes. They'll miss a lot of threes. They'll run into a hot streak here and there, as we saw in the first quarter and really the first half in general. And then what do the Raptors do? How do they respond? Well, great news is here, you're up by 2 after 3 quarters, but it's only 2. So you got to find a way to keep going. And coming into the fourth quarter, CJ Miles 0 of 3 from 3. Not had a good game. Hasn't really been anywhere. Haven't really noticed him much. Takes another 3, misses it. He's 0 of 4 from the field. He has just had a tough night. Probably not really going to get it going, but hang on. We've talked about CJ Miles being streaky. All he needs is 1 3 to get him going, and there he goes. He's on fire. And that's exactly what happens. Short clock situation, kind of loses the ball near half court, dribble, chucks up a 3 shot late in the clock, knocks it down. Next trip down the floor, CJ corner 3, bang, knocks it down, back to back. I don't know if it was the next trip down the court or if it was 2 trips, whatever it was. He takes a 3, gets fouled, and the ball almost rims in for a 4-point play, but it pops out. He goes to the line, knocks down 1, 2, 3. So he's got 9 points in the matter of a couple minutes? And a couple of more trips down the court. Another 3 from CJ Miles. Finishes the game with 12 points. Pretty much, he goes 3 of 4 to end it, but he got fouled taking a 3 and knocked down all 3 free throws on that miss that I just said. And that's really, in my eyes, what put this Raptor team that much farther ahead. I think that put them up by 8 at some point, and that's a big lead for a team like Brooklyn who just was not shooting the ball well at all in the second half. put the Raptors up by 8 in the driving seat with like 3.5, 4 minutes to, or probably about 5 minutes to go, it's over. And the Raptors don't look back from there. They build on a little bit more. DeMar DeRozan gets hot late in the game to knock down a big 3. And the Raptors, like I said, come away with a 14-point victory. Look, the Raptors were plus 12 in the third. They were plus 12 in the fourth quarter. You were plus 24 in the second half. That's what good teams do. Find ways to close games. Even when you're not playing great in the first half, you find ways to close games. That's what Houston almost did against Raptors, but we hung in there and we were able to hold them off. Look, you're not going to be playing a lot of Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs. You're not going to be playing any kind of Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs. Look, I got to give Brooklyn credit. They played a great first half. They shot the ball terrifically. They defended well enough to be up by 10. But the Raptors, the first place Toronto Raptors, just took over in the second half. The team as a whole shot 48%. They only shot, you got to look in the first quarter, they were shooting 68% from the field. And then they were like 9 of 16 from 3, which is nuts. They end the game shooting only 41%, and they only shoot 42% from 3. Not very good. Well, 42% is good, but considering where it was, they took 36 threes. Raptors took 31. We made 11. They made 15. Yes, but the Raptors made their normal shots. Their twos. They made their shots count. 81% from the free throw line, 17 of 21. 3 of those 4 misses, though, were JV. But I'll let those slide because of the game that he had. The rebounding category, we out-rebounded them by 15. It was like I said, the first half wasn't great at all. But in the second half, the Raptors just dominated. We were plus 4 on the offensive glass in the second half, 13-9, 27 assists. They were plus 2 in steals. We were both 6-6 in blocks, and turnovers were 11 apiece. Big numbers in this game for JV. He was 26 points, 14 rebounds, 12 of 20 shooting. Like I said, 2 of 5 from the free throw line and 0 of 1 from 3. But it's what JV did today, and you kind of had a feeling he was going to have a big night because Dante Cunningham was the guy who was playing the center, and he's only 6'8". They were going really small in this game. And a guy like JV, who loves working hard in the paint, and the Raptors know that, they gave him the ball a ton. He took the most amount of field goals he's shot all season long, and he made them count. He shot 60% and had 26 points. You don't hear me complaining. Kyle Lowry didn't shoot the ball the greatest. However, he had 11 points and 11 assists. Does everything else to help the team. DeMar DeRozan with 15. I think he had 8, with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. He found a way to turn it on there late to push the Raptors ahead. Fred VanVleet, 15 points, 4 assists, and like I said, he was on the floor for that big 15-0 run. Fred ends the game with a plus 31 rating. He was nuts. Who's your player of the game? Boy, would you give it to Fred VanVleet? Because I thought he was massive. 3 of 6 from 3 as well. What was he? On 5 of 10 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, or JV 26 and 14, who when the Raptors weren't playing very well, he was containing and he was keeping the team in it. Boy, I want to hear what you guys have to say. And DeLon Wright quietly in 17 minutes, 10 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. This team is just, they're rolling. When one guy's not working, when DeMar and Kyle only shot 30%, DeMar was 6 of 12 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3. You have other guys to help. Fred with 15, JV with 26, Miles with 12, and DeLon Wright with 10. That's what this team did today. I'm proud of them. They fought hard. They grinded. As much as we want to clean up these first halves, because in the last 2 games, have not been pretty. Have not been pretty at all, and you can't really play like that in the first half against your next opponent because you take on the Indiana Pacers in Indiana Thursday night, 7 p.m. tip-off there. That's going to be one heck of a game. They're the 3rd seed now. They're playing some great basketball. They're 11 games over 500, 39 and 28. Again, this is a playoff matchup from a few years ago in round 1. They don't have Paul George now, so it's going to look a lot different. But they're playing great basketball. The Raptors are playing great basketball. We're a great road team. We're on the road. It's going to be a tight contest there Thursday night as the Raptors look for their 10th straight win and win number 51 on the year. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed this game. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of this game. Who's your player of the game in this one? I hear what you guys have to say. And we'll talk to you guys next Tuesday, so a week today, podcast. We'll be breaking down all this week's stuff and talking about the Leafs, Raptors, Jays, and around the leagues as well if there's anything big going on. We'll talk to you guys Monday, Blue Jays edition, as we're getting week by week. We're getting closer to the baseball season getting underway. We'll talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow. I will be at that Leaf game tomorrow night against Dallas. Again, the Leafs look to win their second straight game, so that video will be uploaded a little bit later than we're used to. Just giving you guys the heads up there. And we'll talk to you guys Raptors edition, like we said, Thursday night, 7 p.m. tip-off against the Indiana Pacers. Here we go. That is going to be one heck of a matchup. 2 versus 3. We'll talk to you guys then.